Every kid has a great story to tell. Have one? Well, we're listening. Send your best story to the New Indian Express's Bookworm Junior Summer Stories Contest, and you could just end up becoming an author over the summer. What are you waiting for? Get writing.
Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science. Take your first step toward a future in excellence.
Hello and welcome to another episode of TNIE's Let's Debate. This is the debate with dignity and a difference, and we're doing it with some of India's most dynamic young children. And this is what we believe the most civil inter-school debate competition that you'll see, whether it's virtual or in person. Let me welcome all our debaters here. Once again, we have people from all across the country, and we're super excited to listen to what they have to say about today's motion. And what is today's motion? Well, the motion is Instagram's entry age should be brought down to 10 years. That's right. Instagram is officially India's largest and most profusely growing social media platform. Despite the fact that 66% are on Facebook, I know that this is a generation that's going to grow up idolizing Instagram. And so we figured who best to ask about when they can get on it but them. Let me also welcome two of our judges today. I'm very happy to call Mala Martina to have her with us. Mala, of course, is a serial entrepreneur. She's somebody who actually says, I love Mondays and believes it. She's a CEO of a company of the same name. It's a great startup. It helps people find the careers that they will love and they won't hate a day of work. She's also an author, a TED speaker, and she's a very, very exciting person to be around. So Mala, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mala. Let me also welcome from within the New Indian Express family. I want to welcome Venkata Krishna. Venkat, of course, is a senior assistant editor. He's been covering sports for over 10 years. He's met all of our top cricketing celebrities, and he's somebody who has a ton of experience with speaking in public and behind it. You know, a lot of journalistic experience that you guys would never have heard about. So thank you, Venkat, for being here. It's a real pleasure.
Thanks, Danny. Just looking forward to a nice topic as well.
Thank you so much, Venkat. All right. So now that we know what the motion is and we have the order that we're going to follow, without further ado, let me call upon our first speaker, speaking for the motion, Mehal Mukul. Mehal, of course, is from KIT International School. Mel, the floor is yours. When you hear the ding, your time will begin.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mehal Mukul from Grade 6, KIIT International School, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Today, I am here to speak about Instagram's minimum age should be lowered to 10. Now, that's a pretty interesting topic. Recently, I came upon an apt adage saying, most people can't sleep due to insomnia, while others can't sleep due to an internet connection. So true. And a lot of people are agreeing to it. Digital innovation has taken the world by storm, and there's no way of putting it down. And as an 11-year-old in this time and age, all I hear are tweets, comments, hashtags, Insta captions, likes, and what not. So let's get on with the topic and share my point of view with all of you. I am speaking for the motion. A wonderful thing about learning is that nobody can take it away from you. So, also, Instagram is a treasure trove for kids all around the world to access educational pages based on their varied interests, such as arts, crafts, reading, robotics, etc. In today's day and age, we don't use technology, we live technology. Kudos to the growing engine of change that has given us magic. Hence, Instagram gives us a lot of privacy settings for kids like me of an impressionable age. A wonderful thing about talent is that the more you exercise it, the more it multiplies. So if you are a talented kid, displaying your work helps. And Instagram is a huge aid to showcase that. A truly great mentor is hard to find, difficult to part with, and impossible to forget. Instagram connects kids with various kinds of mentors based on their interests, thereby tickling their creative bone and keeping the spark alive. So you see, Instagram is not that bad, and I hope a lot of mummies and daddies are listening to this. So give us a chance, give us the wand, and help us create magic. Thank you for your patient hearing. I rest my case.
Indeed you do. Thank you so much, Mehul. That was an impressive opening statement. And to open the account for the opposition, let me now introduce Joanna Teresa Anthony from the Army Public School. Joanna, you will be speaking against the motion, and as soon as you hear that ding, the floor is yours.
Hello, I'm Joanna from class 7, Army Public School, Balaran, second Rebuttal. I'm speaking against the motion of allowing Instagram to lower the age limit to 10. I think we can all admit the pandemic changed each individual's life. At least I know it changed mine and probably a bunch of kids all over the world. I come from a family with strict parents, and I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have gotten any gadgets this year. And since I'm only in the 7th grade, but because of the lockdown, I did, much to my older sister's jealousy. And with the online classes, I know a lot of things about Zoom, Google Meet, WhatsApp, and other things. And the real question is, are we to add Instagram to that list? I mean, with online classes, creating the video presentations, homework by sharing our screens, and of course, the chatting with friends and replying to teachers saying, yes, ma'am, I have definitely given in that piece of assignment, and it must not have reached you yet. We are spending so much time staring into one screen, like hours without end. My eyes are getting so affected, I wouldn't even find it surprising if my eyes burned out and turned to ashes. Research tells the average adult spends about 53 minutes minimum on Instagram, taking into consideration that they have a lot of responsibilities, like work and home and kids in some cases. But children, we don't have responsibilities like that. We have simple hours of boredom, especially due to the lockdown. And if we had Instagram too at our fingers, 53 minutes would be 34 hours of addictive time daily. Another aspect of Instagram would be that children with the lack of parental supervision would be like they won't know if the child has multiple accounts. They won't realize if what they are posting on those accounts. They won't realize who is viewing those child's account and personal information. The child could live a life of hiding and deception, and of course, like all other social media platforms, comes with evils such as cyberbullying and stalking, which is quite commonly seen for people who use social media accounts. However, adults will know how to handle the situation much better compared to a child. I also feel that with Instagram's visual platform, a child loses creativity and the power of imagination. It's like a printed manuscript of some picture or video. Like during the lockdown, I was not allowed to play with my friends. So I had created a world of Middle Earth, Rivendell, and Gondor, filled with dragons and dwarves and elves, all introduced to me from the Tolkien mythology. And I absolutely fell in love with the story, the plot, and with the character and poem and thoughts, all created to me from my imaginative eye rather than with someone else's. For children to have ideas and innovations, it's very important for them to read, research, and explore the outdoors and create things with the dexterity of their own hand, to continue into the path of innovation and creative exploration. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joanna. Despite the tech really letting you down there, I thought that was fabulous and beautifully put. Let me now invite Anisha Datta to speak for the motion. Anisha, if you're good to go, your turn is now.
Camera settings fine. Do I look okay? Is the side profile better or the front face? And what about the photo mode? Is it portrait or landscape? Yes, I think we can all relate to this type of situation. Welcome to the world of Instagram, and this is the Insta effect. I recently read on the Washington Post, dated March 24th, 2021, that Facebook is working on a new version of Instagram, a version which is specifically for kids under 13 years old. FP said that kids themselves had given this suggestion for a different version, as they wanted to keep up with their friends. I understand that there can be a lot of argument on this topic, but I firmly believe that Instagram's minimum age should be reduced to 10 years. And these are the reasons why. Boost a child's confidence. Instagram can help young children feel more comfortable about communicating. A common sense media study showed that 29% of kids felt less shy after using Instagram, whereas 20% indicated that it helped them feel much more confident. Instagram can also help in boosting social interaction among kids. You may ask how? It's a more comfortable environment where children can initiate new relationships without feeling awkward or anxious. When kids log on to Instagram, they find pictures and links to the latest events, news, tips, music, movies, sports, etc. Instagram can help kids understand what's going on in the world and what they need to know. Being a part of Instagram or any other social network for that matter can make a child feel that he or she is part of something bigger than himself or herself. In any social media, kids can generate shared experiences with friends and feel appreciated. Instagram is here to stay, and yes, it can help. There are many people who will argue that Instagram is not meant for kids. But I strongly believe that Instagram can also act as an educational tool. For example, an art teacher might tell his student that to post pictures of his or her artwork on Instagram, or maybe a music teacher can ask his student to post some videos of musical pieces. The impact of technology on and Instagram doesn't depend on the technology itself, but on how parents educate and inform their children about them and set realistic parameters around their use. With these precautions, Instagram can be a boon rather than a bane. So I know that many of my friends might argue that why can't we just keep kids offline? But this pandemic has shown us that taking away phones is not an option. With a little bit of guidance and space, children can find fulfillment and friends online. With this, I rest my case.
Thank you so much, Anisha. You know, when you initially started, I actually thought you were asking me to check your frame. You had me there for like that much. Thank you so much, Anisha. Can I now invite our next speaker? Rebuttal. Rebuttal, Debadatta Priyadashi, who will be speaking against the motion. Debadatta, if you're ready with your comments against the motion, floor is yours.
A very good evening to all and now present over here. I'm Debadatta Priyadarshi of Class 6C, going to speak against the motion Instagram's minimum age should be lowered to 10. The ancient man had confined his activities to the bare necessities like food and shelter. The brain was undeveloped and they had to struggle hard for their existence. Experience taught them many things. Eventually, the brain began to develop and started to create scientific inventions which made the human life simpler, comfortable, and easier. Computer is one such gadget which works wonders. The sole purpose of making Instagram was to put it to its good use so that we can reap the maximum benefits. But some people misuse it so much that instead of becoming a boon, it has become a baneful to the society. There are numerous instances in which we can see that people and even children sticking to their mobile phones like leeches, thereby losing their time, their energy, and their precious lives. It is like members are living in a family, but none of them is talking to each other. They are only sticking to their own Instagram. In the modern context, it may be essential for politicians and businessmen, but it is extremely harmful for children who think that nothing else exists in this world except for social media sites. Now, the proposal for lowering the age limit of Instagram is like nipping the career, the life, and the brain of the child in the bud. People are so obsessed in sending their pics and selfies to social media that often we can see in newspapers about people and even children taking selfies with wild animals, or standing on an edge of a flowing river, or sitting on a moving train, losing their lives. Children take their lives when denied to use social media sites. These are all unnecessary activities which we should not indulge in ourselves. If you want to do noble deeds, then sky is the limit. If you want to engage yourself in something, then do noble deeds. And remember, science, if used for the welfare of people, might be a good servant. But if used for destructive purposes, is a bad master. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Devadatta. Utopian is a word that comes to mind, but hey, if you're not optimistic at your age, I don't know when one will be. Can I now invite Sashmit Shashabindu Das, our next speaker? Sashmit, if you're good to go, floor is yours. You will be speaking against the motion.
Sir, okay. Good afternoon to all. I am Sashmit Shashabindu Das, a student of Little Flower School, Balangir, Odisha. I study in class 6E. I am going to speak against the topic of Instagram's age group should be minimized. Sir, can I start from the first?
Okay, you know what? I'll let you start again. Okay, let's reset that timer. I'm gonna make an exception in your case. Go ahead.
Good afternoon to all. I am Sashmit Shashabindu Das, a student of Little Flower School, Balangir, Odisha. I study in class 6. Today I am going to speak against the topic Instagram's age should be minimized, minimum 10. Instagram is the most popular social media platform across the globe. The platform so
Yes, Sasmit?
I can't remember.
Okay, you know what, Sasmit? Why don't you take a little time, and if you feel a little better about it, I'll come back to you. Okay? All right, relax, take it easy. I know it's very nerve-wracking being here with all of these people. It can be intimidating. So take a few minutes, relax, and if you want to go on, I will let you have another crack at it. Okay, that's one of our promises. We said if you're nervous, we will give you a little bit of a reprieve. So take it easy. Yeah, have a glass of water. See, I am too. I know Mala's having something as well. Okay, then let me quickly move on to our next speaker who will be speaking against the motion. Let me invite Charu Hasini Chaitra Madasu. Charu, floor is yours on the ding. Please take it away.
Should we get started?
Yes. Good evening, respected judges and my worthy opponents. Today, I would like to strongly speak in opposition of the topic, Instagram's minimum age should be lowered to 10. It takes discipline not to let social media steal your time, quoted by Alexis Ohanian. Instagram is not a place of study, and it is actually for business, ads, promotions, and brand building. To begin with, it creates a pretend version of a kid's own life that they have perfect lives, which is far from perfect. It also leads to the FOMO trend, fear of missing out, and OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, if not checked hourly and daily. Feeling anxious, despair, feeling inadequate, addiction to ruin the student's life as they have multiple different personalities. Refer Finsta and Rinsta accounts. And it is often a threat to mental health. Thus, choosing how and who their mental health is influenced by, not a website, a trend, a group, or even a person is important. As per many surveys conducted by various educators, Kim Maslin, psychologists, cyber experts Pete Brown, the minimum age of entry depends on the child's level of maturity rather than legal age allowed. In 2000, COPPA, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, was launched and the law was passed at the minimum age of entry to 13. But nothing prevents them to lie about it and register. After all, there is no age verification. And as every parent of a tween has no doubt heard a million times already, all my friends have it, so why can't I? There are some disheartening statistics that 7.5 million users in the US being under 13 and 5 million of those kids are under the age of 10. Scientifically, prefrontal cortex, which is a part of the brain responsible for impulses, only developed in the 20s, and preteens come across imagery associated with depression, self-harm, etc. They can also fall prey to security risks such as anonymity, geotagging issues, and graphic content. Hence, it is imperative that age gating is made compulsory, which sites like Instagram and FB flout. For starters, every parent must ask 3 questions. Do you know what the app is used for? How do you plan to use it? What sort of things will you post on the app? If the kids lack the display of understanding around these questions, then it is fair to say that they aren't ready for it. Middle schoolers need the time and space to have their creativity. This discretionary time would be to explore a favorite subject, a hobby, or a sport. Ironically, it is as important to fit in as it is to stand out. Peer pressure, trend-setting pressures may influence on their self-esteem and make them feel that they will never match up. To conclude, I would like to say, ignorance isn't bliss. It's dangerous. Parents are in the driving seat to shape their kids' life, and discipline starts at home. They need to keep a healthy tab on their kids' activities. Self-discipline is easy to preach, but difficult to follow, especially at a tender age. Thank you for the time.
Thank you so much for that, Charu. We have Atul Arya with us. Atul, are you good to go?
Yes, sir.
Alright, I can't see you though.
The camera, I think it's not working, sir.
Okay, that's alright. Let's see what we can do.
I'm really sorry about it, sir.
That's okay. Don't feel too bad about it. Atul, you'll be speaking for the topic. Are you good to go now?
Yes, sir. Okay. Instagram is a photo and video app. Over 400 billion people are using that app now. In that, only 17% are youngsters. So today I will be talking about why you can give Instagram app to to lesser than 10 to lesser than 10. So one reason is so parents can know what they like and they don't like. So if a child sees some photo on Instagram, they're gonna like or dislike. So the parents will know what they like and what they don't like. They can even share the dislikes and likes with parents so that the parents will know, right? Instagram has one more thing. Some people may say that Instagram is not safe for children. It may have some abusive content, but Instagram has a mode called safe mode. You can even call it as parent mode. So, the parent mode or safe mode allows children to only access the known people, not the strangers. So, you can only talk to your known people. You can create your own group and you can only talk to it. And the parents can spectate or see whatever the child's doing so that the child will not use any other apps or any other things in Instagram, or the child will not see any other bad stuff for adults in Instagram. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was really great. Saket, it is now your time to speak.
Yes, sir.
All right, Saket, if you're good to go, speaking for the motion, take it away.
Age defines maturity, a much heard sentence. But do you think this sentence holds any truth? Well, in my point of view, no, it doesn't. Age does not define maturity. It's the experience that does. Let us take an example. A 7-year-old boy without a mother is more mature than a 15-year-old boy who is very pampered. The reason is very simple. The 7-year-old boy has been exposed to problems and difficulties which the other boy couldn't have imagined. Someone has rightly said, experience is the teacher of all things. People become more responsible and ripen when they are introduced to problems and the world outside in its truest sense. Similar is the case with the use of Instagram. A very good and safe evening to one and all present here. Today, I, Sakit Subhadashi, would like to express my views that yes, the minimum age of Instagram users should be reduced to 10. Instagram is a social platform where we get to know and interact with people around the globe. It's a medium for us to know our true potential, abilities, and choices. When we become exposed to such a vast platform, we become nervous at first, but then we get to know things better and things get normalized. The minimum age to open an Instagram account at present is 13 years, but it should be lowered to 10 because at 10, we are at a point where we can turn to whichever direction we want. If we have the help of Instagram, it could be much simpler for us. When we are introduced to such a huge platform like Instagram, we are introduced to love and hatred, positivity as well as negativity, which when we deal by ourselves, we evolve as a person and get to know the world we are living in better. Instagram is a place for learners as we can learn a lot of new things and can also showcase our talents by posting pictures or videos of doing things we enjoy. Instagram can also help kids in a number of other ways, like improvement of language skills, development of emotional attitude, share knowledge, and most importantly, learn by having fun. Lastly, I would like to end my opinion that the minimum age of Instagram users should be lowered to 10 with a small quote. Social media gave voice to the voiceless. Thank you for being such a patient audience, and I pray we all have a safe lifetime ahead. Thank you and have a nice day.
That was so pleasant and emphatic all at once. I love the way you ended with that. Thank you so much, Saket. That was fantastic. Let me invite Ovia M, who will speak now. Ovia, of course, is from Sri R.M. Jain Vidyashram. Ovia, if you're good to go, your turn is now.
A warm welcome to everyone gathered here. I'm Ovia from Sri R.M. Jain Vidyashram, Tiruvallur, Tamil Nadu. I am going to speak against the motion. Instagram's minimum age should be lower to 10. I won't support children below the age of 10 to use Instagram. Children below the age of 10 don't have enough maturity regarding social media. Under 10 years, kids don't have special social and emotional skills to cope with the demands of social media. Children fall prey to cybercrimes. Children spending excess time on social media takes away their playtime. Account hacking and fake accounts that can be made using the name and photos of the children. Constant gazing on the screen time also worsens the eyesight of the children. Harassment and bullying the younger kids will make them feel annoyed and affect their mental strength. Prefrontal cortex of brain, in which is responsible for managing the impulses, is not fully developed by the age of 16. Adult content posted as stories will affect the kids. Location sharing in Instagram share the place where the child is and will feed information for children abduction. Almost every celebrity is present on Instagram today, be it actors, models, etc. Children and start to follow these celebrities and start comparing their life with them. Children's exposed to pornographic content. It kills the hobby time of the children like painting, dancing, gardening, etc. Kids, kids under 10 should spend time with nature like sunshine, seas, trees, etc. Rather, human influences like Instagram. Instagram and cigarettes are exactly the same when it comes to addiction. Once the child enters into the world of Instagram, and there's no looking back. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ovia. That was extremely well thought out, I must say. Ovia, of course, is talking to us from Tiruvallur, which is just outside of Chennai. Okay, as promised, Sashmit wanted to continue because he had a little bit of trouble the last time. Sashmit, if you're good to go.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Go for it.
Okay. Good afternoon to all. I am Sasna Sasabin Das, a student of Little Flower School, Balangir, Odisha. I study in class 6. Today I am going to say against the topic Instagram's minimum age should be lowered to 10. When you see a teen taking a selfie, chances are that picture will end up on social media. Often that means Instagram, one of the most popular social image sharing platforms in the world. Teens love Instagram for a lot of reasons, but most importantly, that's where their friends are. They can also keep tabs on their favorite celebrities, follow accounts that align with their interests, and of course, maintain their own profile that presents an image of themselves to their friends and sometimes to the world. Instagram has become one of the most popular social media platforms across the globe. The platform is focused towards attaining more millennial users with its features like double tap to like, 24-hour stories, hashtags, and more. Since it targets the young audience, a lot of kids under the age of 13 are trying to join the platform. Well, not anymore. Just like Facebook, Snapchat, and Twitter, Instagram is also setting up a minimum age requirement in order to set up a new account. Going forward, the app will require the user to enter their date of birth. The app will not allow the user to proceed further if their age is less than 13. However, since it does not require any proof of birth, new users younger than 13 might use a fake date of birth to get inside the world of Instagram. Cyber expert age recommendations are like Dr. Christie and Kim Maslin both suggest age 13. However, they strongly urge parents to monitor their kids' use of Instagram given the amount of inappropriate content available. Dr. Christie also says parents need to help their children understand that their identity and sense of worth is not determined by the number of likes, comments, and shares. Pet suggests 16 plus as the app contains a lot of pornography that kids shouldn't be able to look at at and after discussing it with my year 12 they agreed. Thank you.
Susmit, 40 something years ago, and I'm sure you will see this sometime, Sylvester Stallone as Rocky Balboa very famously said, it's not about how hard you get hit, it's about how hard you get hit and still keep moving on. You, my friend, are an example of that. I must congratulate you for that, for coming back and actually going through that. Fantastic. I think everybody spoke really well. And before we go into our round of rebuttals, I'm going to give you a round of applause. I know you can't hear it because it's virtual, but I'm doing the best that I can. So if you do have something that you disagree with, that somebody in the opposition said, you can point that out and you can make a point. All right, so we're going to follow the exact same order that we went with. So very quickly, remember you've got 2 minutes on the clock. So make those 2 minutes count. You will get an alarm after 1 minute, so you've got to rush at that point. Okay, so Mehal, do you have a rebuttal to make?
Pass.
All right. Joanna, do you have a rebuttal to make?
Yes, sir. My respected members of the opposite bench presented very beautiful points in favor of the motion, and I really appreciate their effort. But I would still like to reiterate that children as young as the age of 10 years old should still explore the world through their hands and feet, through books and art. And I see so many of my own friends glued to YouTube channels talking about these art and craft things and the Instagram reels. And when I ask them if they've actually done things like that, they stumble. Like everything on the screen looks so easy, but when we actually start to spend hours and do so ourselves with our own hands, only then can we say that we've actually had first-hand experience of creating something like that. So I implore for decision makers to not lower the age of Instagram users to 10, because in that process we are stifling their creativity and their imagination. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, Anisha, do you have a rebuttal to make?
Yes, sir. My worthy opponent Charu said that Instagram is not a place to study. I strongly disagree, because Instagram can be used as a learning tool. It can help us learn a lot of things, and we can also put our own work on Instagram as an educational tool can help us develop our creativity. It can help us learn from the masters, and we can also build teams with like-minded people there. I can also give an example. Assignments can be given, like creating collages to document how plants grow from biology, and we can easily upload them on Instagram so that many people can see. We can help other people get informed, and it also helps in the points which I mentioned before.
All right. Thank you, Anisha.
Thank you.
Yes, Mehal?
Is there a second chance I can rebuttal?
This is actually completely against the thing, but if you do have a rebuttal to make, I'm going to give you a chance to do it right now. Would you like to? All right.
I agree there's lots of other things to do other than social media, but it all matters on the maturity of the mind, and how even if a kid is 5 years old and has a mind like a 35-year-old, he can manage social media. That's all I have to say.
Well, all right, that was as brief as it comes. Thank you so much, Mehal. Devadatta, do you have a rebuttal
Yes,
to make?
sir, I have. As my dear opponent stated that Instagram is very helpful, then I have something to say. Instagram may be helpful in study purposes, but if they use it for negative purposes, that is enjoyment and other stuff, they can become slaves of it. they can be addicted to it. So it does more harm than good. I want an answer. And when Instagram was not made, were people happy? Or people are happier now when Instagram is there? No. Earlier, people who lived abroad for the studies or the jobs at least used to come once in a year to visit their family or their parents. But now they only do video calls and ask that everything alright, do you want something to help, and etc. And back as much. So I want to end my rebuttal by saying that whether Instagram is a blessing or a curse entirely depends on the way people use it. Instagram can give you fantastic results if you use it positively. On the other hand, you can waste a big chunk of your time if you use it just to pass your time. If the minimum age to use Instagram is lowered, then the children of younger ages, younger generations will be spoiled because their brains will be not matured then, and they will not know what is right and what is wrong to do, and they may become addicted to it. On the other hand, they can be also victims of seeing inappropriate content, cyberbullying, and hacking. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Charu, could I now invite you to make your rebuttal, please?
All respects to my dear worthy opponents. Here's my observation. A 10-year-old is unable to tread alone and around in his own colony. But how do you think he can manage alone in a world of Instagram? Doing assignments on Instagram, is that really possible? So why are the other MS Teams apps available for? Why a distracting medium to do our own schoolwork? I rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Charu. Can I now ask Atul, do you have a rebuttal to make, Atul?
So since I prepare a lot for disadvantages, because I love speaking about disadvantages. I like to prove the point.
Okay.
So, sir, why is Instagram not allowed for 10 years? So, here are my observations, sir. It may contain abusive or content that are only for adults. It is not a child's program or useful material for kids below 10. There are many innovative and educational apps available in the internet. Example, we have Kidopia. This Instagram is not necessary for kids. So, my next point is, in Instagram, there are many hackers. So in Instagram, you'll have to sign up your account, you'll have to put your name, you'll have to put your location. But there are many hackers that can easily track your location and just kidnap you. Then what will you do? Instagram is a photo app, as I said, and then kids are getting addicted by uploading photos. If they get a like, they'll be sad. Or if they get a like, sometimes they'll be happy. If they get dislike, they'll be sometimes sad. That is, the children are getting addicted to uploading photos frequently in their daily life. What's the point though? So let me say, welcome to the real world. Enjoy your childhood by just spending time with your mother, father, your family, going out with them, or like spending time with them. Why just sit in the computer or your phone by just looking at the online world? It's not useful, right?
All right. Well, thank you very much. Saket, could I ask you if you have a rebuttal to make?
My fellow contestant said that they're afraid that children might be exposed to content they are too young to take in. I disagree with them. If they will not come across negativity, how will they evolve as a person and know the world outside in its truest sense? For example, we allow children to see YouTube. It also contains some negative content. It's the faith that we have on children that they will not go against us. We should have the same faith in the case of Instagram. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much. And finally, Ovia, do you have a rebuttal to make?
If you want to be in limelight, you have to post content regularly. It is time consuming. Even if parents help the kids in viewing Instagram, the following will not be followed. Rule number 1, content rules. Prohibiting adult videos. Rule number 2, time rule. Stop devices an hour before sleep. Rule number 3. Context rule. Example, places and situations where kids are allowed to use mobile phones are. So I won't support children below the age of 10 to use Instagram. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And finally, Susmit, my friend, do you have a rebuttal to make?
Yes, sir. The best part is that we can share our talent in Instagram like poetry, painting, and a lot more. There is some information, but there is some information that parents should know, that there is no privacy policy and there is no age verification. Children change their body language due to some videos and etc. etc. The effects of influencers are real. So knowing whom your kid follows and why might give you insight into who they admire and what products that person might be pushing. As with any other social media app that includes likes and follows, some teens use those as a measuring stick and compare themselves to others. If your kid's activity on the app takes a turn from connection and fun to perfection and anxiety, it's time to take a break. Using it to scroll through other people's fabulous photos for long stretches every day without using it to joke with friends or send messages can make teens feel worse than when they open the app. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Susmit. And with that, we come to our end of both our rounds. Let me give you, all of you, a big round of applause. So what we're going to do is, Seema's also going to get a call with both our judges, and they're going to very quickly chat about who our 3 award winners are for this debate. You will, of course, not be announcing the main winner and the runner-up, because that's going to be a secret till we have our online voting come in. So I leave the judges to it.
I have to thank you, Danny, for calling me for this, because I totally loved it. All of you had so much energy, passion, clarity. I mean, I can't imagine me being that way when I was 10, 11 or 12. So I loved it. You had such great energy and commitment to the topic that you were speaking on. I do have one quick question, okay? This is minus the debate. How many of you here are actually on Instagram?
I knew you were going to ask this. I thought I would end with that. After the results, but you stole my thunder.
Sorry, Danny. Okay, the copyright goes to Danny, but you can answer.
Okay, I'm on Instagram.
Yeah, that's about it. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for making my evening meaningful. I learned so much from all of you.
Thank you so much. Venkat, a few words for the kids about how they did.
Yeah, Danny, like she said, it was a terrific wonder for me, because it's like the clarity of thoughts in every kid. It was like amazing, and even the way the amount of research they have done, it's like they stuck to facts. They didn't put out some imaginary stuff, which was like very refreshing to see at a time where facts are overlooked quite often. So everybody made their case, perfect case for themselves, and yeah, probably should join more of these shows, I guess, going forward.
Let's hope that, as they enter high school and then college and then back in the real world, they continue debating, because I think if you don't argue and debate and have a spirit of dissent, I don't think the world is going to be the better place. Okay, so Mala and Venkat, which of you is going to be announcing our 3 awards for the day?
That's going to be me on behalf of Venkat. So we have the finest point. That's the first one. The finest point award goes to Charu. So let's give it a round of applause.
Charu, congratulations. Okay, so what you also get is you get a voucher worth $1,000 from Link Pens, who's our gift partner. So happy stationerying with those Link pens and pencils and whatnot.
Thank you so much. I'm truly very happy that I got this award.
Awesome. We do have a special mention for the same finest category. A special shout out to Saket and Nehal. We loved your point.
Way to go, Saket. Way to go, Mehal.
Thank you so much.
So much, sir.
I'm truly honored.
Yes.
Wonderful. So the next category, which is the counter strike or the rebuttal. So this category, we have one winner, and it is, drum roll, Joanna, that goes to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Joanna, congratulations. You also get a ton of stationery and you can do it using that voucher from Link Pens that we're sending you.
Thank you so
All
much.
right. Congratulations.
Your rebuttals were able to overcome the technical glitches. That is amazing. So congratulations, Joanna.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Finally, for the lighter side, the person who made us all sit at the edge of our seats and kind of made us laugh. So this goes to Anisha.
Anisha, congratulations.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
You had me like going when you did that whole thing about the side profile and the straight profile. I thought that was a great way to open your debate. So congratulations, Anisha. You also get a voucher from Link Pens and I hope you put that to good use.
Thank you so much, sir and ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Remember, there are no winners and losers if you're a great debater and a great public speaker. Thank you so much, Venkat. Thank you so much, Mala. We loved having you. I hope you loved this experience. Here's to more debating. So keep calm, everybody, and debate on. Thank you, everybody. Stay safe. Take care. Remember, you can vote for your favorite debater right here at www.edexlive.com/debate. Remember, every vote counts. Our voting lines are open for 48 hours, so get voting right now. This debate was brought to you by the Hindustan Institute of Technology and Sciences and MEIL. Every kid has a great story to tell. Have one? Well, we're listening. Send your best story to the New Indian Express's Bookworm Junior Summer Stories Contest, and you could just end up becoming an author over the summer. What are you waiting for? Get writing.